loss, or alopecia, is a problem that I often get asked about. What can we do for hair loss? How can we grow new hair? Well, first of all, we have to put the detective hat on and find out why there is hair loss.
Hair loss is something that many people go through at some point in their lives, and it's completely normal. While most people associate it with getting older, age is just one part of the bigger picture. Did you know that your stress levels, diet, and even the hair products you use can quietly play a role in hair thinning? These unexpected factors can slowly contribute to your hair loss without you noticing right away. So, it's not just about age. It's about taking a closer look at your daily habits and making small changes where needed. It's also essential to remember that hair loss doesn't just happen to men. Women face similar struggles with thinning hair and hair fall, making it a widespread issue for both genders. Don't feel discouraged. There are ways to manage and improve your situation. Remember that understanding the root causes is the first step toward finding a solution that works for you. But don't worry. In today's video, Barbara O'Neill, a well-known health expert with years of experience in hair care, is ready to share some practical solutions for severe hair loss. She will provide insights that could help you understand what might be causing your hair to fall out and what you can do about it. If you think you're using the best shampoo without any harmful chemicals but still face hair loss, Barbara has some important insights that could help you understand why this might happen. She has useful information that could guide you in figuring out the real cause behind your hair troubles and what steps to take next.
Brings us to the shampoo. There's something that you must keep right away from, and it's called sodium lauryl sulfate. Sodium lauryl sulfate is what's in many shampoos, and sodium lauryl sulfate kills the hair follicles. So it's important to take a magnifying glass into the shop and read the labels. In places like Whole Foods, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, where they have a lot of health foods, so they have a lot of supplements, and they have a more healthier brand of products. So have a look for a shampoo that has so we've got to make sure you realise no sodium lauryl sulfate, because the sodium lauryl sulfate is a chemical that causes the foaming of the shampoo, and that sodium lauryl sulfate has the ability to kill the hair follicles in the scalp. So please keep away from that. You can get some very nice coconut-based shampoos. Coconut is very nourishing to the scalp.
Sodium lauryl sulfate, often called SLS, is widely used in many shampoos and personal care products. While it might be familiar, it can be harmful for several reasons. This powerful detergent works by cleaning your hair, but it does so by removing the essential natural oils for keeping your scalp healthy. When these oils are stripped away, it can lead to various unpleasant issues such as dryness, irritation, and even flakiness on your scalp. Additionally, SLS can weaken the hair shaft itself, which is the part of the hair that helps keep it strong. When the hair becomes weaker, it is much more likely to break easily, leading to more hair falling out over time, mainly if you use products containing SLS regularly. This can be particularly concerning for anyone trying to maintain healthy hair. Barbara has mentioned that shampoos made with coconut oil are a much safer choice than many traditional shampoos. This is because they do not contain harsh chemicals like sodium lauryl sulfate, often found in regular shampoos. These harsh chemicals can strip away the natural oils that your hair needs to stay healthy. In contrast, coconut oil-based cleansers gently wash away dirt and extra oils without harming your scalp or hair. By using coconut oil shampoos, you help keep the balance of your scalp in check. This is important because it can prevent dryness, irritation, and flakiness. Coconut oil is packed with fatty acids, particularly lauric acid, which can penetrate the hair shaft deeply. This means that it can provide your hair with much-needed hydration and moisture. When your hair is well hydrated, it becomes more robust, which helps reduce breakage. This is especially helpful when dealing with frizz, as coconut oil can make your hair smoother and shinier.
Sometimes high stress, if someone goes through a very stressful situation, one of the reactions can be hair loss.
It's a fact that severe stress can lead to significant hair loss, with as much as 70% of your hair shedding in just 2 months. This happens due to telogen effluvium, where many hair follicles enter a resting phase instead of continuing their normal growth cycle. After a stressful experience, you might start noticing hair falling out in clumps, often without warning. Unfortunately, this type of hair loss doesn't resolve quickly, and it could take several months for your hair to return to its usual growth pattern. This situation is even more alarming because stress-related hair loss doesn't always occur immediately after a stressful event. Instead, it can take weeks or even months to become noticeable. This delay can make it much more challenging to recognize the link between the stress you experienced and the hair loss you're seeing now. When the hair loss begins, the stressful period may feel long behind you, making connecting the two even harder.
There's one more that I didn't mention, and that's anemia. If a person is anemic, it can cause hair loss. So what's anemic? Anemic means very low iron in the blood. And anemia can be caused because of heavy blood loss at period time. A lot of women suffer from that, and that can cause anemia, and the anemia can cause the hair loss. So to resolve that, again, watch my lecture on hormones, boost the progesterone, get the estrogen down, then there won't be the heavy blood loss every month, and the person won't be anemic anymore, and so again, the hair can grow. Another cause of anemia can be low hydrochloric acid, because iron is bound up in food and it needs acid to liberate it from food. So it's very important that the person ensure they have nice strong hydrochloric acid. A simple way to ensure that is to have a quarter of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper in a little bit of water before every meal. If you're finding that a little bit hard, you can have the juice of a lemon before every meal. Important to leave a break between meals. Important not to drink water with your meals because that dilutes the hydrochloric acid. Also important to have a very happy, relaxed environment at the meal table. I target those points in more detail on my lecture on the gut. So the causes of hair loss can be anemia, it can be high stress, it can be a hormonal imbalance, and it can be damage that's just physical damage that has been done to the hair follicles. And so depending on what the cause is, the anemia, you can strengthen the hydrochloric acid, balance the hormones.
Iron deficiency anemia is the most common form of anemia and occurs when the body lacks enough iron to produce hemoglobin. Hemoglobin plays a crucial role in the body by transporting oxygen through the blood to various organs and tissues. One of the areas most affected by this lack of oxygen is the hair follicles, which need a steady supply of oxygen and essential nutrients to remain healthy and grow properly. This supply is disrupted without enough iron, and the hair becomes weak, often resulting in thinning or hair loss. When someone has iron deficiency anemia, the hair follicles are essentially deprived of oxygen, which forces them into a resting phase, like telogen effluvium. During this phase, the follicles are no longer active, so the hair begins to fall out. The natural cycle of hair regrowth slows down significantly because the follicles aren't able to function as they normally would. Barbara, for example, also struggled with anemia, which similarly impacted her hair. However, she discovered several effective methods to treat her anemia and improve her hair health. Here's a look at the steps she took to overcome this condition.
I suffered from anemia for 13 years. I had to take iron tablets. Sometimes I thought I was going really well and I'd stop taking the iron tablets and then I'd go down without me realising it. I even had to be rushed to hospital and given a blood transfusion. The hemoglobin levels in the blood should be between 11 and 15. Mine got down to 5 and death is 3. That's when they gave me the blood transfusion. So I would diligently look after my body. I did not want that to happen. I went to specialists. I went to naturopaths. They said you should be eating more protein. They said you should be eating more dark green leafies. But I'd look at my children, they're eating exactly what I'm eating. So I went to my anatomy and physiology books. And I discovered that Iron is bound up in food and it needs acid to free it from food. And having lived with an alcoholic and a drug addict for many years, and especially the last few years were incredibly stressful, I'd lost my hydrochloric acid through the stress. How do you know if you've got low hydrochloric acid? It's 5 hours after you've eaten and you feel like you've just eaten. I was not getting the iron out of my food because I had low hydrochloric acid. No one had ever discussed that with me. And the other thing I discovered, and one of the reasons they gave me the blood transfusion, is my ferritin. Ferritin is iron stores. So my ferritin levels, which should never go under 26, were 3. So the danger of my situation was I had low iron in the blood and I had no stores. So I remember when a doctor rang me up and he said, you've got to get in hospital immediately. You have an accident, you're dead because you've got no blood. So when I discovered this, that ferritin is iron stores, and you know what iron needs to store it as ferritin? Protein. That's how iron stores as ferritin. It must be with protein. And if your hydrochloric acid levels are low, you're not breaking down your protein. So it all came back to what? This. That was the cause of my problem. That was the cause. So I did 2 things. I made this tea up and I started having 1/3 of a cup of hot bitter tea before every meal. And I began implementing more legumes. I used to have legumes once or twice a week. I started to have legumes and some nuts every meal. So I boosted my protein intake and I had the bitter tea. After 6 months, I had another blood test. And I rang up the doctor's surgery and the secretary said, sorry, he's pretty busy. I said, can you give me the results? She said, no, I can't. But I said, you could answer some of my questions, couldn't you? And she said, yes, I could. I said, my hemoglobin, is it above 8? Yes. Is it above 9? Yes. Is it above 10? Yes. Is it above 11? It was above 15. Highest end of the scale. Now, I'd been living on and off on iron tablets for 13 years. And I was on no iron tablets. I said, tell me my ferritin levels. Is it above 26? Yes. Go up higher. It was way up about 50. What had I done? All I had done was take this bitter tea. And that bitter tea stimulated not only my liver, but also my glands making the enzyme. So can you see the liver's getting the message? I didn't know about betaine hydrochloride then.
Fermented foods such as sauerkraut and yogurt are great for improving digestive health. They can help increase the production of hydrochloric acid, HCl, in the stomach, which is essential for breaking down food properly, particularly proteins. This, in turn, can assist in better managing conditions like anemia by enhancing nutrient absorption. In addition to these fermented options, drinking apple cider vinegar can promote better digestion. Citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruits are another excellent option because they contain natural acids and vitamin C, aiding the digestive process. Another fantastic addition to your diet for digestive support is ginger. Known for its anti-inflammatory properties, ginger can soothe the stomach, promote digestion, and support overall gut health. One important tip to keep in mind is to chew your food thoroughly. When you chew your food well, it allows your stomach to digest it more efficiently. Reducing the consumption of processed foods is also highly recommended, as these can disrupt the natural balance of stomach acid, potentially leading to indigestion or other digestive issues. To increase protein intake, important in fighting anemia, you should focus on lean meats, fish, legumes, nuts, dairy products, and eggs. These foods provide essential nutrients like heme iron, which is more easily absorbed by the body than non-heme iron found in plant-based sources. In addition to iron, these foods are also rich in other vital nutrients that contribute to the production of red blood cells. If you're following a plant-based diet, It's important to note that non-heme iron in foods like beans and spinach can be harder for the body to absorb. However, you can enhance this absorption by combining plant-based iron sources with foods rich in vitamin C. Citrus fruits, strawberries, bell peppers, and broccoli are excellent examples of vitamin C-rich foods. By eating them together with iron-rich foods, you can significantly improve the efficiency of iron absorption, which is crucial in maintaining healthy red blood cell levels and combating anemia. Now, let's take a closer look at some remedies Barbara has kindly shared with us that can further help manage these health concerns.
Exercise. What exercise does is it increases the circulation of the blood to the extremities, and the scalp is considered an extremity. So exercise daily, especially the high-intensity interval training. The high-intensity interval training, because of the periods of very high intensity, that really gets the blood moving out to the extremities. So that should be done daily. And hydration, keep well hydration. Remember, the rule of thumb is 8 glasses to 100 pounds body weight. That's a good rule of thumb too, to know how much water to give the children. Nourishment. We need to nourish that scalp from the inside, because your scalp is fed by your blood. That's why when you exercise, you get more blood to the area. But when you get the blood to the area, you want it to be well watered. Exercise will automatically put the oxygen in there.
Regular high-intensity exercises, staying hydrated, and caring for your scalp are more than just good habits. They are essential for minimizing hair loss and promoting new growth. Physical activity helps improve blood circulation, ensuring your hair follicles get the necessary nutrients. Drinking enough water throughout the day keeps your scalp and hair hydrated, preventing dryness and breakage. Additionally, a well-nourished scalp is vital for creating a healthy environment for hair to grow. By recognizing how important these self-care practices are, you can be motivated to stick with them, knowing they play a key role in keeping your hair strong and healthy. Have you tried any of the methods above to stop hair loss? If yes, let us know in the comments section below, and if you're about to try it, please share your experience. Make sure to hit that like button if you found this video helpful. Support us by subscribing to our channel for more valuable content. We'll see you in the next one.